Tradition is a very important part of one's life. And to being a part of an organization that has a great history of winning and a great tradition of winning is a very important thing. I think it helps in professional football, and I know it helps in college football. There are very few schools in the country that have a greater tradition of winning football than the University of Georgia.
Along the sidelines, the fans were chomping at the bit, counting off the final seconds of the 1981 Sugar Bowl. The Georgia Bulldogs were putting the finishing touches on a perfect season of football as an emotional Vince Dooley and his coaching staff braced themselves for the celebration that was about to erupt. A swirling sea of red flooded the Superdome as a national television audience witnessed the coronation of a new champion. The undefeated #1 Bulldogs ascended the throne on a wave of jubilation as viewers across the nation found themselves echoing the sentiments of the Georgia faithful. How about them dogs? The University of Georgia's March to Glory was a tale of challenge, an epic saga that will burn eternally in the hearts of Bulldog fans. It was the story of a team that defied the experts. A team that believed that it was performance on the gridiron, not poll predictions, that determined a champion. Each week, the Dogs forged a new link in an unbroken chain of excellence that led to the summit of collegiate football. And on every page of this masterpiece, the words were etched in searing ink of sweat, hard work, and total self-sacrifice. There are no screaming crowds or media hounds at practice. But yet this is where the seeds of Saturday's success are planted. The prize-winning rose that bloomed in the Sugar Bowl sprouted here, warmed by the hot Georgia sun,
Attaboy, right in the middle, right in the middle.
Nurtured with tender, loving care.
Come on, John, keep the pressure on him.
See it, Ronnie? See it? Back out. Gotta run through the guy.
You gotta be around the hip area.
Let's polish it up now, Jeff. Polish it up. Good, good.
The long hours and unceasing efforts molded a Bulldog team that was more than just good. Their perfect season demanded a mental toughness and gut-level desire that precious few teams ever achieve. It was this unique quality that earned the Dogs the right to wear the mantle of champion.
There's this drive to be #1. There's this special pride in being #1. It's indeed a great feeling, and everybody has taken tremendous pride in being the national champions, the #1 recognized football team in America.
In nearly 20 years as head coach at Georgia, Vince Dooley has compiled an impressive record. 12 bowl appearances, 4 SEC titles, a national championship, and Coach of the Year. He is one of only 4 Division I coaches to serve more than 17 years at his school. This longevity has enabled him to achieve a rare sense of direction and stability.
Yeah, I felt like he was going to be here for 4 years, and that was really a priority on my list. I wanted to play under one coach, and he was going to be here the time I was going to be here, and that really meant a lot.
You win in football if you have a good organization at the top and you have good stability. And in Georgia, we have both. Vince Dooley has brought stability to our program and the staff that he's brought on are a wonderful group of men that if I had a son coming out right now, I would want him to go and play under the men that are now leading our football program at the University of Georgia.
We've reached a point in our program where coaches want to come to Georgia and coach. They want to be a part of our program. And I'd like to think that when we have an opening, that the very best of the specialized coaches would like to come and be a part of our program.
Stay in coverage. You see the quarterback, break contain, then you release, come out of coverage, and attack the line of scrimmage, okay?
Throughout the Georgia program, there's a strong commitment to excellence, a desire to provide their players with the best facilities and skilled training personnel. McWhorter Hall, home of the Georgia athletes, is noted for its modern design, delicious food, and relaxing atmosphere. Here the players can avoid outside distractions. Here they develop the closeness and camaraderie that characterizes championship teams. In the fall of 1981, a 17,000-seat end zone enclosure was completed at legendary Sanford Stadium. Georgia fans rejoiced, but opponents shuddered. Challenging the dogs between the hedges has never been an enviable assignment, but the addition of 17,000 screaming Georgia fans has turned a bad dream into a total nightmare for visiting teams. The beautiful hedges that surround the playing field are more than just a slogan at Georgia. They are living symbols of the winning tradition that is the foundation of Bulldog football. At the heart of this proud heritage, there is a very simple yet profound philosophy of competition.
The best that you can be, and that's all that we ask. And the coaches will sit down with you and go over those things and what you need to work on to be the best that you can be so that our team can be the best that we can be as a team.
There is a quiet sense of pride and honor throughout the Georgia program. It is not the false pride of bravado and conceit. It is a genuine pride based on tradition, respect, and a constant awareness that to be a Georgia Bulldog is to be a member of a very select group of individuals.
You're members of the Georgia football team, and that you represent yourself, you represent your family, you represent your hometown, and you represent the University of Georgia and the Georgia football team. So you've got to keep that in mind. That's your responsibility as athletes and as being members of this football team. You got to keep that. We want our players to be totally committed on the football field, but off the field to be respected members of the student body and be respected by the students. And I think that our players have that respect from our students.
They like to talk to everybody. They get down on your level. The guys are just really nice, and you just feel like that they're your team. You know, not just Georgia Bulldogs, but they're your team, and that you can support them just as hard as anybody else.
Georgia fans just go crazy in Athens. Athens is one town that you've never seen before. Everybody's everywhere. Fans are cheering in the street, from the stands, in town, downtown, out at the mall, everywhere. They're really proud about the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
People come, they look forward to this. This is a part of their life. They tailgate. We have people that come in and go to such elaborate procedures as tablecloths on the table, candelabras, chilled wine. There we have others that eat hot dogs standing around on the track. It's a friendly atmosphere. It's people seeing each other that they only see here. It's an uncommon experience to spend Saturday afternoons in Athens, Georgia in the fall. Everyone should have that opportunity.
Yay, dogs! Yay, dogs!
All about them dogs! Yeah, dogs!
Game day. From all over Georgia, dog lovers flock to Athens, wearing their hearts on their bumpers. game menu varies, but one thing is certain. An afternoon between the hedges should never be attempted on an empty stomach. As kickoff time approaches, the faithful begin their final migration, ready for a quiet afternoon of football, Bulldog style. During the week, the campus returns to normal, and the student body adjusts to the realities of academic life. As the nation's oldest chartered state university, Georgia has a long-established reputation for academic excellence. 13 schools and colleges offer students a wide variety of academic, professional, and career development programs. For the student athlete, the university provides academic counseling, tutors, and individual services to ensure that he has the necessary resources to complete his degree program.
If a guy's studying, he needs some help with math or English, we have the tutor right there available. He doesn't have to go looking for help. The help is right there.
You're going to get the opportunities to get an education, and they're going to really want you to get one. A lot of people say that, and a lot of people may be serious about it, but here at Georgia, they really are.
We have people here who are genuinely concerned about each one of our student athletes receiving an education. And this is what I tell all prospects.
Leisure time and social life are an important part of the university experience. Numerous recreational facilities and extracurricular activities offer something for every taste. Athens, Georgia is an ideal location for a university. The temperate southern climate, easy access to the mountains and beach, and close proximity to Atlanta provide unlimited outdoor and cultural opportunities. But it is the people who really make a university, and the southern hospitality and down-home charm of Georgia are the perfect combination.
Everybody's friendly, and so when you come on here, there's no trouble getting into the swing of college life like there might be on some other campus. You come in and it's friendly, and everybody's together, and you just blend right in. It's just like you never even left high school.
Georgia life, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9, because nothing's perfect.
There's just so much excitement and thrill, and it has been going on for so long, and we do have something to be proud of down here that I don't see how anyone could think of going anywhere else.
One recruit who found the Georgia campus to his liking was a high school superstar who threatened the voice of the Dogs, Larry Munson, with permanent laryngitis.
Walker in the middle, 5, 10, 15, 20. There goes Herschel Walker. There goes Herschel Walker all the way. They're going to pitch it to Herschel Walker, try to get him outside. He's going to get 5. He's got 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He needs a block. There goes Herschel. There goes Herschel. Five, 10, 12. He's running over people. Oh, you Herschel Walker. Herschel ran right over 2 men, driving and running with those big 5s. My God, a freshman.
Watching Herschel run is just a fantastic feeling. All of a sudden, you see him start out, and the next thing you know, he's down at the other end of that football field with the ball in his hand, standing behind the goal line, scoring another touchdown.
Herschel Walker to tackle. 5, 10, 15, 17, down the sideline, touchdown!
By season's end, a consensus All-American, the only first-year player in this century to achieve this distinction. fans were going crazy, and a quiet young man from Wrightsville, Georgia, was suddenly a national celebrity. But throughout the storybook season, Herschel Walker managed to keep things in proper perspective.
He has the total respect of all of his teammates, of all of his coaches, of everybody that he comes in contact with, because despite this tremendous ability that he has his feet on the ground. He fits very well into the team concept.
Herschel Walker's attitude exemplified the essence of the Georgia program. Team concept. There is no place on the Bulldog roster for inflated egos or individual theatrics.
We have a saying that we say, big team, little me. Big team, little me. And if there's any one thing that's been the secret of our success, it's been the ability to commit ourselves together as a football team in order to win, because there's no game in sports that's more of a team game than football.
The character of this Georgia team was put to the supreme test in their annual war with the Florida Gators. It was the kind of game that defines a champion. It was the kind of game that legends are made from. With less than a minute and a half remaining, the Dogs trailed by 1, facing a 3rd and 10, deep in their own territory. The moment of truth was at hand.
Buck back, 3rd down on the 8. In trouble. Got a block behind him. Gonna throw on a run. Complete to the 25, to the 30. Lindsey's got 35, 40. Lindsey's got 45, 50, 45, 40. Run, Lindsey. 25, 20, 50, 10, 5. Lindsey stop. Lindsey stop. Lindsey stop. This is incredible. 26 to 21. Dogs on top. We were gone. I gave up. You did too. We were out of it and gone. Miracle.
Buck Bellew remembers.
You had to be realistic about the situation. Things didn't really look too good for us, but we have some big play talent and some people that can go all the way anytime, and Florida may have forgotten about that for a second, and it was too late really when Lindsey got the ball. He's just a tremendous athlete and just made the biggest play of the whole year.
The miracle win over Florida fueled the momentum of the Georgia juggernaut. The following week, the Dogs rolled over Auburn to take their 8th SEC crown, then crushed arch-rival Georgia Tech to climax an undefeated regular season. Ranked number 1 in the polls, the Dogs were Sugar Bowl bound. The stage was set for one final confrontation in New Orleans. Georgia faithful dominated the record-breaking Sugar Bowl crowd, and they were ready to anoint their heroes. But before the festivities could begin, there was one last obstacle, and it was indeed a formidable one. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame were itching to play spoiler, and a concerned Vince Dooley knew that an entire season could be decided by an error in judgment or a crucial mistake. But it was Notre Dame that made the mistakes, forced by an intense Georgia defense that was as tenacious as its namesake. Georgia's first score came when Rex Robinson sailed a 46-yarder through the uprights. Then, on the ensuing kickoff, the Irish made a costly error. Now it was Herschel Walker's turn to sail as he somersaulted into the end zone to give the Dogs a lead they would never relinquish. The Irish continued to bobble the football, and there was always a hungry dog around to gobble it up. Once again, Notre Dame would pay dearly for its mistakes, and number 34 was quick to present the bill. During the season, no runner had reached the 100-yard mark against the vaunted Irish defense, but they have not had to contend with the likes of a Herschel Walker. Herschel wore out the Notre Dame defenders as he galloped for 150 yards to take MVP honors for his stellar performance. But it was a hard-hitting Georgia defense that sealed the fate of the Irish. Whenever Notre Dame came knocking on the door, there was a dog defender waiting to slam it shut. The poise and polish of this undefeated team sparkled as they fought off repeated Irish assaults. When All-American Scott Warner nailed his second interception late in the fourth quarter, it was simply a matter of running out the clock. The perfect season had become a reality. The 1980 season will glow forever in the memory of Georgia fans. Their hunker-down dogs were the very best in college football. The undefeated, undisputed national champions. But for those special few who have earned the right to wear the silver breeches, the pride and the tradition that is Georgia football is an unceasing effort to be the very best that they can be.
There's a lot of pride and tradition between the hedges, and it has been that way for a long time, and it'll be that way for a long time. I think University of Georgia will stay at the top. I think it's got a program that's established, and one of the reasons it is established is because of the success it's had, and success has bred new success.
Georgia, whenever they go on the field, they go out there to win. There's no going out there to be second. They go out to win.
It's just a place to come, I think, if you want to be a winner. That's what this whole atmosphere is around here.
We're number one.